Level 1. The beginner. You're scrolling TikTok one day when a guy claims he lost 40 pounds using peptides. You stop scrolling. Huh. So you Google, what are peptides? You watch one YouTube video, then another, then Reddit. Before you know it, you've got 17 tabs open. You keep telling yourself, I'm just researching. Then you look in the mirror, you grab your stomach, and suddenly it doesn't feel like research anymore. So you search, best peptide for fat loss. That's when you discover Retatrutide. You see the price. You hesitate, then you buy it anyway. Now you're refreshing the tracking page every hour. Finally, it arrives. You open the package. You pick up the tiny vial. This tiny thing cost how much? Immediately you're searching. How to reconstitute Retatrutide. How much base heat water? Which syringe do I need? You spend hours watching injection tutorials. Eventually, you mix the vial. You take your first shot. Then you walk over to the mirror. Nothing. The next morning, you check again. Still nothing. So every morning, you keep stepping on the scale, waiting. Level 2. The believer. 1 week later, something changes. You're not hungry. Halfway through lunch, you're already full. You stare at the food. That never happens. So you step on the scale, down 2 pounds. You step off. You step back on. Same number. You smile. Then immediately, you check the mirror. You think you already look leaner. So naturally, you take your first progress picture, then compare it to yesterday's. You can't really tell, but you convince yourself there's a difference. Now injection day isn't scary anymore. You actually look forward to it. You add it to your calendar. Injection day. You start carrying a giant water bottle everywhere because hydration is important now. Then you debate telling your best friend. You don't. He asks why you're barely eating. You tell him, I'm just dieting. Then you get home and order more BAC water, just in case. Later that night, you start wondering, what other peptides are out there? So you search, best peptide stack, level 3. The obsession. Now you're curious, really curious. You search, best peptides besides Retatrutide, GHK-Cu, Tesamorelin, BPC-157, CJC-295, Ipamorelin, MOTSC. Wait. They all do different things? One browser tab becomes 10. 10 becomes 30. Your YouTube homepage, nothing but peptides. Your TikTok, nothing but peptides. Your Reddit feed, nothing but peptides. You start reading studies that you barely understand. You learn what half-life means. You learn what subcutaneous means. You learn what lyophilized means. You start comparing peptide half-lives for fun. Then suddenly, you understand every acronym people are using. You catch yourself watching peptide videos while eating dinner. Your friend offers you a full sugar soda. You look at him in disgust. Then later that night, you're watching peptide videos in bed. Then first thing in the morning, every answer creates 3 more questions. So you make a pros and cons list. Then a spreadsheet. And now you start justifying each peptide. Rita is for weight loss. GHK-Cu is for your skin. Tesamorelin is for visceral fat. BPC-157 is for recovery. So technically, they're basically all different. Then you open your cart. GHK-Cu, Tesamorelin, BPC-157. You stare at the total. Place order. Level 4. The stacker. Your package arrives. Then another. Then another. You line every vial up on your desk. This should last me a while. Then you make your first stack. Retatrutide, once a week. GHK-Cu, every day. Tesamorelin, every night. BPC-157, morning and night. Then you suddenly realize you're pinning almost every day. Some days, twice. Some days, 3 times. And somehow, it starts feeling normal. Then a friend you only see every few months says, Damn, you look good. Another one asks, Have you been working out? You try to play it cool. Yeah, a little. But now you start catching people looking at you more. Girls start noticing you. People seem more interested in talking to you. People start treating you differently. Whether it's because you're leaner or because you're more confident, you don't really care. You love it, and you start chasing that feeling. You stop saying you're on a diet. Now you say, it's a lifestyle. Your nightly routine isn't brushing your teeth anymore. It's pinning peptides. You reorganize your fridge. Then you reorganize it again. The peptide drawer becomes the peptide shelf. Then, half the fridge. Your roommate opens the door. Can I have one shelf? You tell him, I'll clean it up this weekend. You never do. Now you start planning your day around injection times. Going out tonight? You'll pin before you leave. Weekend trip? First thought, did I pack my peptides? Your life is starting to revolve around peptides. Level 5. The Biohacker. One peptide becomes a protocol. You buy a pill organizer. It isn't for pills. It's for supplements. Your supplement cabinet becomes an entire shelf. You start getting blood work, just to be safe. And somehow, you actually get excited waiting for the results. You don't look at your grades anymore. You look at your biomarkers. Then you start tracking your sleep, then your heart rate, then your HRV, then your resting heart rate. You buy a Whoop, then a glucose monitor. Even though you're not diabetic, you time every injection perfectly. You time every meal. You time your caffeine. You tell yourself, optimization never sleeps. Then your friend asks, is all this even safe? You answer immediately, it's FDA approved. Well, one of them is. The rest have really promising research. So you pull up 5 PubMed studies and ignore the one that disagrees with you. One Reddit comment agrees with you. That's all the confirmation you needed. You tell yourself, it's basically just optimizing my biology. And you genuinely believe it. Someone asks, how much have you spent? You change the subject, then spend another $300. It's an investment. You watch a 3-hour podcast to justify one more purchase. Then you realize you've spent more time researching peptides than your college classes. Every conversation somehow becomes about peptides. Someone mentions shoulder pain. You recommend BPC-157. Someone says they're tired. You recommend Tesamorelin. Slowly, you become the peptide guy. Level 6, the coach. People stop asking, what are peptides? Now they ask, which one should I take? And somehow, you have an answer for everything. Your Notes app becomes nothing but peptide protocols. Then you make a TikTok account. First video, 12 views. You keep posting anyway. Then one video blows up. Your DMs explode. Where do you get yours? Can you coach me? Can you help me lose weight? So you start coaching people. Then 5 people. Then 50. Then a peptide company reaches out. They offer you a discount code. You immediately put it in your bio. Code Peptide Guy 10. Someone actually uses it. You make your first commission. Wait, people actually buy this stuff because of you? So you post every transformation. Your phone never stops buzzing. You start every sentence with, a lot of people have been asking. Nobody asked. You buy a better camera, then better lights, then a microphone. Your bedroom becomes a podcast studio. You say, this isn't about the money. Then check your affiliate dashboard. You make more this month than your regular job, so you quit. You're now coaching people full-time. Your parents have no idea what you actually do for work. Your entire life is peptides. Sometimes you think back to when you only wanted to lose 10 pounds. You smile. Then you remember you still have to pin tonight. You grab the syringe. The end, or is it?